start with Senior Field Day and Sunset. We'll have your Stuco people come up and talk about these.
Hey guys, senior class president here. So for these two events, one's going to be on the first, being the sunset. For that, just kind of stay after school a little bit. You can go home for a little bit and then come back. However, it'll be from 6 to 8:30 at the event. You know, it's similar to what we did at sunrise. So just hanging around, you know, taking in the last thing, and then. What's this one? What's on here? Okay. And then for the field day, it's going to be the 4th. It'll be the last 4 blocks of school from 1:15 to 3:10. We do kind of have to pack up and get out of there after 3:10 because there is a baseball game, I believe, immediately after. So keep that in mind, please. But it'll have basically everything that we did when we were little, just as a kind of go over it one more, just to have that time with us for once. It'll also be the same week that we have all of our checkout stuff, so I believe there's something going on beforehand for checkout. Okay. And then with it, you know, it'll just be a fun day for all of us. We're working on food trucks for it as well, so make sure you bring your money.
What questions do you have about Senior Field Day, Senior Sunset? Go ahead.
So it with a wristband, it is excused. So, yep. It's so it just for so this just for like the food trucks that you'll need money for, but to get in and to do things, it's free. You can go to class, but we would love for all of you guys to show up, cause period.
There is one caveat on that, though. You have to be eligible. So similar to prom, you still have to have grades and attendance up.
Any other questions?
All right, thank you. Give a hand for your student council reps here. Oh, and we got disconnected. All right. Mr. Smith is here to talk with you. So we're going to do that next because he's right here and there's an overview of all the things happening.
Good morning, guys. My Achilles hurts. Anybody know where your Achilles is at? Nice, good job, Jonathan. Thank you. Yeah, to his question, behavior, attendance, and grade data is important as you look to engage in all of these fun activities. So, but if you have something to take care of in the classroom, by all means, you know, take care of your academics. You guys are always students first. Saw Zane at the gym the other day working on his summer bod and his basketball skills, so that was cool. I'm very excited for you guys. I just look out, Noah, done a nice job maturing, seeing you still come out there on the baseball field. Isaac helps out on the announcements with the pledge daily. Where's Larry? Is Larry here today? But there he is. Larry, thank you as well. Fernando came and helped us out at a SAC meeting. Great voice, Kylie Keller here. You have the most amazing voice in the whole school. I would argue. So just very excited for you guys. This is a great time. I remember way back when in 1997. That's starting to sound old. I was a senior, and I was sitting in your seats where you're at right now, and just getting prepared for all of the senior events and walking across that stage. make sure, my biggest thing is when I come in here, it's not to lecture you. It's really just to continue to be that partner in your education. And hopefully you'll just take a couple of words of wisdom. Please, please, please. First and foremost, stay safe. Stay safe. As you go through the next couple of weeks, there will be parties. I'm not a dummy. Okay, I was born at night, not last night. Okay, there's going to be parties. There's going to be events. There's going to be different things that will pull, and it's for celebration, but you got to be careful about who you're celebrating with. So number one, remain safe. We don't want any bad news to come up in between now, well, ever, but definitely now and graduation, right? So that's number one. Number two. All right, we talk about getting wins at Mitchell High School. Some of you have those win shirts. You see the teachers wearing those. You guys have done a really nice job this year leading this school. Students can be leaders, and many of you are leaders in your own regard. Finish through the finish line. What do I mean by finishing through? Who's running track in here right now? Do I have any tracksters? I got one in there. Okay. All right, finishing through the finish line. If you're running a race and then you start to slow down as you get to the finish line, oftentimes somebody comes behind you who's going faster and will surpass you, even if you've been in the lead the whole time. You got to sprint through the finish line, finish all the way through graduation with your behavior, with your attendance, with your grades. I just counted in here, we have about 77 seniors in here right now. Who knows what your graduating class total is? Anybody know? Go ahead. Close, little high, 137. And there's 77 of you, and I counted about approximately 77 in here today. So if you just round that up, we should be around that 150. But your graduating class is 137. You all, when we often say, I'm preaching to the choir always shows up to church because they have to sing. So you are showing up, right? And so I'm preaching to the choir. That's a kind of a saying. So I don't necessarily need to be talking to you. I should be talking to the other 70 who didn't show up today or whatever it is, right? But since you are here, I'm telling you, keep doing what you're doing, right? You're doing a nice job. And if there's a buddy that you hang out with that's not here today, say, hey, finish strong. Right, so you can graduate on time. Want you to be able to enjoy this time. Want you to be able to celebrate this time. Who has family coming into town that you haven't seen to come to graduation? Micah? Okay, cool. Okay, awesome, right? You're going to probably be seeing family and relatives that maybe you haven't seen for a while. They're going to come and celebrate you, right? You want to do your very best to do that with your family. But once again, I'm going to turn it. Who's it going over to next, Miss Gates? Okay, Mr. Blanc. Show of hands. Who knows what they're doing? I'm going to fast forward past graduation. Who knows what they're doing next year in August after you graduate from Mitchell High School? Raise your hand up high because you should be proud about that. I want 3 people. We'll start here in the front. What are you doing next year, sir? Pikes Peak State College. Awesome. So we got a Pikes Peak. Are you going to be part of the Promise, D11 Promise Scholar? Awesome. So he's going to take advantage of the D11 Promise. Who else would like to share? Who's not shy? What are you doing next year? Right there, Micah, go ahead. Military, which branch? Okay, Marines, love it. All right, give me somebody maybe in the back. Isaac, don't be shy. Isaac, what are you doing in the fall? Walks in the Army, okay. So we got 2 military. Have a plan, guys. Go ahead, yeah. One more. Moving, but going to an acting school. Follow that passion, okay. Have a plan, guys, all right. This is a great time in your life. This isn't the end, right? This isn't the end. This is just the start of your life, okay. Keep up the good work. Proud of you guys. Here's Mr. Blunt.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. All right, guys, a couple of things for participating in graduation. Okay, as you know, from my office, attendance, behavior, and grades are very important. Okay, you are representing Mitchell High School at graduation. Okay, so we are going to continue to, along with your families, right, and yourselves. So you are a representation of us. So you have to follow our accept core values. Okay, we're not going to tolerate disrespectful behavior. You need to follow directions. If you don't, that won't be tolerated at graduation. But let's back up and talk about getting there first, because Mr. Smith talks about finishing strong. Okay? Attendance is important right now. Some of you guys might get that bug. Okay, that senioritis bug, right? Don't let it bite you. Hey, don't let it bite you, because you need to finish strong. You need to be here. Your grades will suffer if you're not in school. Okay? Grades are important. Some of you might be are teeter-tottering, right, between that pass and that fail. Okay, that you need to pass your classes. Finish strong. If you need help, there's after-school tutoring. All of the things are available to you. Your counselors, if you need help, go see your counselor. If you're struggling, right, with your grades, they can help you get past that finish line. From today forward, if you are suspended out of school, you cannot participate in graduation. Okay, that's kind of a somber thing, but you won't be able to walk. Don't put your families in that situation, especially for those of you that have people coming from out of town, right? Mind your manners. Follow the accept core values, and everything will be okay. All right? So you are representing us. There's not going to be any beach balls, anything like that at graduation. We'll confiscate them, right? We're not going to do anything like that. Okay? This is a formal event. Okay? Everybody's going to be dressed up for you. Your teachers, you're going to be dressed up in your regalia. We're not going to let you put stuff on top of it. Right? We're not going to do those things. All right? Because this is a formal event. All right? Yes, we want you to have fun. We want it to be engaging. There's going to be people there that are going to talk to you, that are going to give you messages. Take those in. This is the time of your life right now that you'll look back and say, what if I did this? What if I did that? Okay? Make the best of it. Have fun. Be respectful. Be responsible. And just like Mr. Smith said, be safe. Who's next?
Thank you, Mr. Blanc. All right. So that first bullet, we're just talking about finishing strong, doing all your coursework, passing all your classes, and then senior finals start on May 6th. What is that, 2 weeks from tomorrow? Or Wednesday, actually. So we're down to the wire. That means you're only going to be in your full block classes, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4 more times maybe? And so think of it that way. You've got 4 chances within the next couple of weeks to finish strong. I'm going to talk more about checkout and what that looks like. So, well, let's start with your finals. So on Wednesday, you're going to do your Block 8 final, just that one final on Wednesday. And I know some teachers may give them early, or maybe you have a project or a paper, but this is designated time for 8th block final, May 6th. And we're doing that one early because we're going to do checkout during your very last 8th block on your last day as a student at Mitchell High School. So on Thursday, May 7th, you're going to have block 1 through 4 finals, potentially 4 finals in one day. So be prepared for that. And then May 8th, that Friday, you're going to have blocks 5 through 7 finals. And then during 8th block is final checkout. So checkout's actually going to start earlier. On Monday, May 4th, during Future Ready, we're going to give you your checkout form. There's some of those things that you can do throughout the week. You need a stamp for each of the things on the checklist. And so if you come during 8th block, May 8th, and you have everything stamped, you can get your cap and gown right away and hopefully get your yearbook. Hopefully they're here by then. And you can have that time to hang out, sign yearbooks, and get your cap and gown. If you haven't gotten all of your stamps yet, this will be your last chance to get those stamps so that you can pick up your cap and gown. Obviously, you're probably going to keep your laptop until you absolutely need it, and so that might be your last stamp that you get on the 8th. But you can do some other stamps before then. And so you'll see what stamps you need on that checkout form when you get that Monday, May 4th in Future Ready. Questions about this, finals or checkout? Okay. Another thing you need to do in Future Ready, this is part of checkout. Counselors are going to be checking that you have all grad requirements met. They're one of the stamps. They're going to check your credits, your CCRD, your ICAP, and that you've done this senior year-end activity. It's a short survey. Some of you have done it already. Some of you haven't yet. And so that May 4th in Future Ready, you're going to, that's next week, you'll get your checkout form and you'll do this activity if you haven't done it yet. It's in Schoolings. All right, so you've gone through checkout. The next thing on your list of events is senior breakfast. And so senior breakfast, we want that really to be a celebration for you and your families, and you get to hear from the people you want to hear from. So we, at the end of this, you're going to vote for staff speaker that you want to come and give a speech at senior breakfast. You can pick your top 3, so we really want to hear your voice in this. So when you come to senior breakfast, you will get to bring 2 people with you. This is a ticketed event. It's free, so there's no charge. Breakfast is provided. We need you to RSVP by May 6th. There is a Google form in Schoology that you can use the link there to fill out who's coming with you, and you'll get tickets. And it is not a requirement, no. So they want you to bring family members only, and so this one is an event where you'll get to hear a variety of student speakers and then a couple of staff speakers. Miss Jordan is going to talk about graduation and graduation rehearsal, but while she's making her way up, I'm going to let Miss Montez talk about senior awards night.
All right. Hello, everyone. Okay, so Senior Academic Awards Night. This is a really fun event for you and your families because we get to celebrate you and all your hard work that you've been doing in your classes to earn any department awards that you may be awarded or your scholarships. And I've been going into your Future Ready classes for about a good 3 weeks now, asking you guys to fill out that Google form. A lot of your teachers put it in Schoology. So if you have not filled out that form, make sure you do. The deadline for you to let me know about scholarships is this Thursday. D11 Promise does count, okay? Because we are going to recognize those that are doing the D11 Promise as well. So make sure that you're getting me those scholarship awards. It doesn't matter if you're going to, because a lot of you applied to more than one college, and some of you also did match. Okay, so make sure you're giving me all the awards, all the scholarships that you received. A lot of you are getting those financial aid award letters, and it'll show like what each college is awarding you as far as scholarships. There's some colleges that will award scholarships based on merit. So make sure you're including those. And all the colleges that you applied to. Okay, say for example, you applied to, I'll just use CSU as an example since I'm representing CSU today. So say you applied to CSU, CU, and UCCS. They all awarded you different scholarships. I want to know about every single one of them, even though you may have, well, obviously you're only going to attend one college. Okay, so make sure you're giving me everything that you could think of. A lot of you have applied for outside scholarships. So as those are coming in, make sure that you're getting me that information. The Senior Academic Awards Night is by invitation only. So if you do not receive an invitation, that means I don't have your scholarship information. Okay, so it's very, very important. Also, there's deadlines for the program to be printed. Okay, so if you're getting me things in a timely manner, then that's more reassurance that you're going to be in the program and get your invitation, so on and so forth. Okay, so for that evening, it starts at 5:30. You will wear your cap and gown, okay? Make sure it's pressed or steamed or whatever you have to do. Please don't show up all wrinkly, okay? Because it's just, it's a formal event just like graduation, okay? And you guys need to show up at 5 o'clock, and then you're going to meet in one of the rooms. One of them will probably be the Future Center, okay? But you'll know exactly where to go that evening. And then you'll line up alphabetically, and then we'll have an area in the auditorium roped off for you guys, and then we will celebrate you, okay? You're welcome to bring as many family members as you want that evening, okay? Any questions about that part? Anything about academic awards or anything related to academic awards? Okay. Sure. And then I have one more thing to talk to you guys about.
Just to clarify, you are welcome to attend. If you get an invitation, that means you're going to be recognized, but anybody can come. So you are open to be here and support your fellow classmates with that. So I just wanted you to be aware of that.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that. Yes, we want to celebrate everybody and support each other. Okay. All right, so any questions that may have popped up in the last few seconds? Okay. All right, the other thing I want to talk to you about is the D11 Promise for those of you that are attending Pikes Peak State College. You have one more opportunity. That Promise is going to be here. They will be here the morning of May 6th. And if you remember, that's the start of your finals. But you won't have your finals. You have one final that day, and it'll be 8th period. Okay? The Promise people will be here in the morning. Okay? So if you have any follow-up questions for them, because we did have 2 major events for Pikes Peak State College, and some of you took advantage of that, and then some of you, for whatever reason, haven't registered for classes yet, okay? So May 6th would be the day to do that, okay? So make sure if you haven't registered for any classes, you haven't committed to the Promise program, that is the day that you're going to do it. The other thing that you need to do for your commitment to Promise is there is a task in School Links that you need to complete. Okay, so it's under your to-dos. The form will take you maybe 5 minutes, if that. Okay, but that's your way of telling D11, yes, I want you to pay my tuition. So completing that step in School Links is very, very important. Question? Yes, I believe it's probably going to be posted on the website. Okay? And then we could probably go back to that screen at the end if anybody else needs to see that. Okay? So finals are May 6th through May 8th. Okay? Any other questions related to academic awards or D11 Promise? All right.
Maybe Ms. Montez said this, but you'll also get any cords that you have earned for graduation at Senior Awards Night. All right, Miss Jordan.
Good morning, everybody. I can't hear you. Good morning, everybody. Well, congratulations, first of all, guys. And we're in the home stretch. Your graduation rehearsal is May 18th. You need to be at the arena by 9 a.m. Transportation is not provided through the district, so you will need to get yourself there. If you know someone who drives, I would suggest trying to get a ride and carpool or have your parents drop you off. Carpooling probably will be essential because parking is very limited downtown, okay? It is mandatory that you attend. You have to attend the graduation rehearsal, because that's where you'll know where you're lining up, where your seat is in the auditorium, and you can tell your parents so they'll know which side to sit on, okay? And then graduation is May 19th. Cap and gowns are required. Your gown must be zipped. We are not walking through with open gowns. Transportation to graduation is provided by Mitchell, right, or by the district. So you can get a ride to graduation, and then you will need to get a ride home with your parents or family member, because we will not be coming back. All right, you need to load and depart from the high school at 1:30 if you're taking advantage of that. And then if you are being transported by family or you're driving yourselves, you need to be at the arena, inside of the arena, at 2 p.m. Take into consideration that parking is limited, so you may have to park blocks away or pay for parking. So just manage your time well on that one, because you need to be in the arena at 2 o'clock, okay? Again, I told you no transportation is provided after graduation. Any questions? No questions? All right.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan. All right, we're nearing the end here. These are the different people to contact if you do have questions from today forward. If you want to know more about Field Day and Sunset, that's Stuco. And if you want to know more, like, am I really going to graduate with my credits and all of that, that's your counselor. Fees, fines, textbooks, that's the business office in the front there, in the front of the school. And then questions about breakfast, Ms. Torres in the counseling office can help with that. Graduation itself, Mr. Short, our athletic director, assistant principal, is technically the person in charge of that. And then Ms. Montez for awards night. If you forget, just come to the counseling office. Ms. Torres will help point you in the right direction. So just to recap, what time do you need to be at graduation rehearsal? 9 o'clock a.m., the day before graduation, okay? There is no bus, so you have to make your way there. What time do you need to be at graduation? 2 o'clock if you're driving yourself there, 1:30 if you're catching the bus from here. So 2 o'clock is 1 hour before graduation starts. I talked with some of your parents during parent-teacher conferences. They wanted to know what time can they get into the arena. So we're going to send that out to parents, because hopefully they'll be able to bring you and then go find their seats. But we'll double check on that. So you did it. Be proud of what you have accomplished. Stay informed. We will send out information on Schoology, on email. Make sure you're checking those things. And so what we want to do with our last few minutes here is take time to vote. So Ms. Torres and Ms. League have ballots for you. You'll need something to write with. You're going to choose some staff members who have made a difference for you that you want to hear from during senior breakfast. This is your exit ticket. You need to turn one of these in before you leave, and we're going to stay here until the bell rings. Yes. If you don't have anything to write with, ask a friend. There's probably someone sitting nearby that has a writing utensil. You don't have to necessarily pick all three, but please pick at least one. But if everyone picks three, we'll get the best results. You can vote for anyone, doesn't have to necessarily, I mean, when I say anyone that's a staff member at Mitchell. It could be custodial staff. It could be a coach. It could be any of our support staff. It could be a teacher. It could be an administrator.